Well, it's that time again. Outer Points Productions is about to go live with another Knockout Challenge match. Join me, Little Cheddar, and my guest live at the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, as we will be delivering some of the best mediocre commentary in the business. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the match, and don't forget to jump in the chat and say hello. Please take the time to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that like button, and share it with all your friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you right after this word from our fabulous sponsors.
I'm Kim Davenport of the Pro Billiards Tour. We at the Pro Billiards Tour has been developing a game and it is almost done. And guess what? It is going to be fun and exciting and I can't wait, and it is called Stroke Zone. It is a game and a tournament format. Enter the zone, the Stroke Zone.
Coming soon to pool players, professionals, and lovers of all things billiards is Stroke Zone, a new billiards game format for players of all skill ranges. A revolution in billiards training and gaming designed to give players at all skill levels an exciting challenge with every shot and guaranteed game improvement. The zone allows players to connect and compete in pool rooms, sports bars, community clubs, and home game rooms around the clock.
Let me tell you a little bit about Stroke Zone. There's no break, there's no jump cue, and there's no safe piece. It's called pinpoint position, and I'll tell you what, everybody has an equal opportunity to shoot the same shot. So if you play 9-ball, you break the balls, make 2, and you get hooked. Your opponent breaks, makes 2, and he's straight in. Hey, it's not gonna happen playing Stroke Zone. You're gonna get your shot no matter what.
The object of Stroke Zone is simple. Score points by pocketing a ball and then positioning the cue ball in the zone. Sound easy? Think again. Stroke Zone is comprised of 180 designated layouts by Hall of Fame champion Kim Davenport, with 120 amateur layouts, as well as 60 pro layouts that will test the cue ball control of the best professionals. A fun, exciting, and action-packed gaming experience that teaches and improves your stroke and touch, the hallmark of the greatest pros. Stroke Zone is the newest way to play pool.
We know tournaments, and it's time for something new. Stroke Zone.
To learn more and to become a member, visit ProBilliardsTour.com.
Welcome, everyone, to Stroke Zone Studios, located inside of the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Thank you for joining me, everybody. This is Dale Little Cheddar Lorenz, and we've got another Stroke Zone Challenge match for you, and nothing against the other guys that are in the tournament, but this is a big one. We've got the 2 top point earners in Pete Sorsey and Dustin Clark, not respectively, because Dustin Clark had 225 the first round, and Pete Sorsey had 221. So this is going to be one heck of a matchup. So started out with 16 players, and we're down to, this is 15 matches in all. This is single elimination, and this is an officially sanctioned event by the Pro Billiards Tour. You know what? I have a logo for them. Let me pull it up. There it is. Pro Billiards Tour sanctioned event, along with Projection Pro Billiards. That is the wrong one. Tom Flanagan and Mike Flanagan down in Ohio of Projection Pro Billiards. We're going to be talking a whole lot about them in a little while. But before that, we are going to get the players started. And the way it works is we're going to have them lag. And then I'm going to give you a very good description as to the game we are playing. I will be right back. All right. the lights go down. All right, if this is your first time joining us on Outer Points Productions or over on the Pro Billiards Tour Network on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Again, the very first Stroke Zone Challenge, but this is round number 2. And that does count. 4 points. There are 3 elements to the Stroke Zone. Cue ball, object ball, and the zone itself. In order to score any points, you must pocket the object ball first. The cue ball must travel along or very close to the tangent lines that you see on the table. And here, enter the zone. It can hit that rail and that rail, as a matter of fact. 7 points. So, I forgot to introduce our players or show their images earlier. You get 2 shots at each inning. And the best of the 2 is what is scored on the scoreboard. Each one of these, we are currently on set 2A, which we finished with in round 1. We played set 1B and 2A, and now we are playing 2A and 2B, or not to be. Never mind. Ooh, this is a good adjustment by Pete. 4 points. All right. Here is where I'm actually pulling these from. Inside of the hub, we call it. Never mind. That's not, for whatever reason, working at the moment. Give me a second. Well, Mr. Don Mackey himself in the chat. Just getting done with dinner, I'm assuming, with Mrs. Provolone of the Stroke Zone Mafia down in Florida. All right, this must hit the back rail, and that looks like 10 points right off the bat. All right, I don't believe that I finished with what I was talking about before. After pocketing the object ball, and the cue ball goes along or very close to the tangent line that you see on the table and enters the zone, you can either score 3, 6, or 9 points on top of the 1 point. So you can either score 1, 4, 7, or 10 in each inning. There are 15 innings in each one of the sets. So we're going to be playing 15 in set 2A and taking a break. And then we're going to be doing another 15 inside of set 2B. Or not. Just look at this. Dead center. Look at that. I don't think you can get any better than that. Well, okay, maybe an inch to the left. All right, we're going to give Pete Sorsey, sorry. We're going to be seeing his commercial in just a little while as well. Pete owns a martial arts studio down in Milwaukee. Been doing that for a long time. And Dustin Clark actually works for the post office for 13 years. He looks way too young to be. Okay, 4 points. Mad Matt retracting messages already. Not surprised. I'm going to have to ban him. That one's got a little too much juice on it. All right, 4 points for Dustin. Opportunity with either 7 or 10 points for Pete Sorsey to either tie it up or pull into the lead. And again, if you did not watch both of these gentlemen's first match, these are the 2 top point earners at 225 and 221. So it's going to be a good set. All right. Guaranteed to be tied right now. Good adjustment. And that is 10 points again. Jeez. 24-21. All right, before we do that, show everybody what this looks like. So we are on inning number 4. This is what it looks like on the inside of the hub. All right. Has a difficulty rating of 2 out of 5 stars. Make the object ball in the center pocket. Looks easy. Not so much. High center cue ball, natural angle. Here's the cool thing about the projection system as well. So now you look at the table, and it is completely opposite of the way that it was on the screen that I just showed you inside of the hub. So if you have an end or a projector from the end instead of the side of the table, you can flip the image to where you get the best resolution, or the entire zone shows up on the table. And you'll see that coming up in a little while. There will be a couple that I will flip back and forth. But it's an awesome feature for Projection Pro Billiards to have the ability to do that. Also, it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. There's a couple of shots that come into play that if you were left-handed would be very difficult. So now you can actually flip it around to where you're playing a left-handed shot or left-hand side of the table. Look at this. Another great adjustment. 7 points for Pete Sorsey. Taking him to 31. Great thing about stroke zone. This is not like 8 ball, 9 ball, 10 ball where you have to rack them really well. It's, depends on how well they're racked, whether you make anything on the break or somebody mud racks you or whatever. There is no break. There's no break cues because there's no break. There's no jump cues. There's no safeties. There's no getting a bad roll. Look at that. 10 points. Dead center. That's beautiful. Well, guess what? We are all tied up again. Shocking. So, there's no luck involved. None whatsoever. You're shooting the exact same shot as you are with your opponent. It's equal challenge. All right, straight draw shot to the side pocket. Excuse my camera work there. Draw it back without putting the cue ball in the side pocket. Easier said than done. This is where I would highly recommend using the outer points. A little bounce off the rail, 7 points. That's kind of normal. When you hit the first one a little bit long, strong, you have a tendency to back off a little bit. And I've done that many times. So then you end up short of the zone. So one of the other gentlemen that was here earlier, this looks like a good shot. 10 points right off the bat for Pete. Guys giving each other knuckles out there, and 41-38 already. Can you believe this, Don? All right. This one you have to make both balls. Pocket the one in the side pocket, draw the cue ball back, pocket the two, and keep the cue ball in the zone. It's actually a pretty simple shot as long as you've got a very straight stroke. Just like that. Another 10-pointer. Yikes. Pete is on a tear here. How you doing, Diane Flanagan? Is that the real Diane Flanagan? Or is that... Old school. What's happening? 10 points for Dustin as well. You know what? Old school, I couldn't agree more. That was a lot of fun watching Rich Champa and Dan Ramstack. So, tell a little story about that after I set this one up for the guys. Let me get inside of the hub first. We are on shot number 7, or I'm sorry, inning number 7. That's what it looks like. Difficulty 2 out of 5. Make the object ball in the side pocket. No rail on the layout. Straight in. One of the simplest shots. So after the match, Dan Ramstack challenged me to. We did 3A, or I'm sorry, 3B, and we ended up tying. That's another 10 points for Pete Sorsey. So that is, I believe, 4 in a row. Again, this is definitely one of the easier ones, so they should both get 10 on this. But Dan ended up beating me. We had a sudden death shot. So we played the last inning again. I got 4 the first one. That's 10 for... Man, these guys are just tearing it up. We should go to pro level already, Don. So we did one shot. He ended up winning. Then we went to pro level 1. And I beat him by like... I can't remember. It was 20-something or 28 or something like that. So... Yeah, it's fun when you get a really close game. Okay, inning number 8. I'm going to give you a different view, and here's the reason why. So if you look on the upper right-hand corner of the zone itself, it says 2A8. So if you have the projection system, it is set 2A, inning number 8. As I had mentioned, we are playing 15 innings, where it's a total of 30 innings, actually. All right, 4 points. So right at the 15-inning mark, we're going to take about a 5-minute break. Let the players walk away from the table a smidge. This needs a little left-hand spin. Nope, 4 points. That's the smallest score Pete has had. We are only in inning 8, and Pete Sorcy is already at 65 points. That's a stroke zone average of way above average. I don't know what it is yet, but so old school. Oh, this is a beauty. Dead center. We got to watch that one again. Look at this. Rolls right into the center of the zone. Right on the X. Kim Davenport, who? Nathan Isley. Is this BC or WNT? Neither. I'm not sure of the question. This is Outer Points Productions in conjunction with the Pro Billiard Tour. You're watching Stroke Zone. 4 points for Dustin Clark. Oop, I better give him his 10 points from before first. Up by 3. As Don Provolone of the Stroke Zone Mafia already mentioned, inside of the hub, Kim Davenport and Mike Flanagan created 120 amateur layouts and 60 professional layouts. So you're never going to run out of really good practice. 7 points. Dustin Clark bringing his total to 75. So now Pete Sorcy needs a 10-pointer to tie it. And we love 10-pointers in Wisconsin, don't we? Oh, this has got a good chance. Get some legs. Come on. 4 points. Get some legs. Get going. Still 4 points. Oops. $69-75. All right, well, let me show you. Inside of the hub, we are on inning number 10. So here's all the layouts. Here's all 15 innings. If you look up at the very top, it says designated layouts 2A. So we're inside of 2A. Here is inning number 10, difficulty 2 out of 5. Natural angle will make the object ball in the corner pocket. Cue ball goes straight into the zone. No rail. This is actually one of the shots that you see in the promo video with Kim Davenport shooting. And there you can see it. If you look at the scoreboard itself on the table, every one of the 16 players now has acquired a stroke zone rating. Look at this. Another bullseye. 10-pointer. Tom needs Tom Flanagan needs a cheesy name. We can do that. I can definitely do that. Slow down. 4 points. Pete Sorsey. 73-85, down by 12. Well, speaking of Pete Sorsey, I got a little something for you. Check this out, if I can find it. That's good stuff. The gentleman that you see, or the one that's playing today, that is his martial arts studio. So very proud to have him as a sponsor of Outer Points Productions. Inning number 11. Herman Munster. I love it. That's Tom. This one have a little bit too much pace to it. So he hooks himself behind the 9 ball. Oh, what? No, that's a different game. My favorite part of Stroke Zone, and I played it for about 2 hours today with a gentleman named Brian Miller. And we were playing some of the hard ones. That one's got to slow down. That is 4 points. 89-73. What I enjoy about Stroke Zone more than anything is once I get done playing, and whether I play 8 ball, 9 ball, or 10 ball immediately following, or, you know, an hour or two or whatever after, my level of play when it comes to position on any other game is so much better than what it was before. I'm 637, 640, somewhere around there. I haven't looked at it in forever. And since I started playing Stroke Zone again, when I used to play target pool back in the 90s, my game has gotten exceptionally better. Of course, I don't get to play it any pool anymore. Boo-hoo. 80-89. So here's what I was talking about. earlier with it makes it a lot easier. Players were asking if the object ball or cue ball was frozen, and unless it says it on the table, it is not. Oh, this is beautiful. This is the first 10 I have ever seen on this shot. That is beautiful. We're within 1 point. So, again, the cool part of it, because Pete Sorcy is left-handed, he has the ability, as you can see right there on the table. Let me switch the view. It says left hand scroll forward. There are several shots that have to be flipped to the other side of the table to make it a little bit easier for the player. So here's the funny thing. This is cool. And this, again, what I love about this game and this format and this tournament itself is if Dustin only pockets the ball and does not get in the zone, after 12 innings, we are back to tie again. And I believe that is how it is going to end up. 90-90 right now. Love it. Love it. So Mad Matt, it is never come into play where there's a shadow or anything, but every once in a while, there is you can see a little bit of the projection on the object ball or cue ball itself, and there's just really no way to get away from that. And it's just a little bit of light, so. This is one of my favorite shots. So this is one of you have to make sure that obviously it has to hit there, but it has to hit on the rail here as well before it goes into the zone. That is really well played, just not. All right, not enough. Let me clear that out of there. So you can see right there, it must hit that rail as well before it enters the zone. Here's the reason why I say that. All right, this is pretty much the same shot, so that's going to be 1 point for Pete. Here's the reason why I say that. If the cue ball enters the zone there or crosses through the zone in this spot and hits the back rail and goes out back into the zone, it does not count. Very strict rules by Kim Davenport. Great shot. 10 points again. At 100. Inning number 14. I tell you what, these guys are really making this look easy tonight. And it is not as simple as what they're making it look. That one's got to spin. That does not count. Even though it ends up in the zone, it did not hit. As I was talking about, it must hit on that rail as well. See how close he gets this time if there's enough spin. That is 7 points. That was a good shot. That one is not going to spin enough. Nope, goes through the zone and back out. So that is 1 point only for Pete Sorcy. Down by 15 currently. All right, we've reached the halfway point. Must pocket the object ball down in the right-hand corner. And it's kind of a throw shot where if it hits the rail with any kind of speed, it's going to bounce right through the zone. It's a tough shot. What's going on, Jamie Cools? Missed the object ball, but got 10 points. Or, sorry, 9 in the zone. So, that's 0. Nada. Matt, let me get back to you on that. Great shot. 7 points. Dustin Clark at 114 already. And that is just in the first 15 innings, Don Provolone. What's the date on Saturday? Well, today's Thursday the 6th, so that'd be the 8th. I have to look. There might be a knockout challenge match. This looks like... Wow, he held that for 4 points. Can you believe that? Herman Munster. Jamie, what's going on at the Jamie, Amy, and Corbin residence? This is a little better. Stay in that 10. Oh, 7 points. 99 to 114. That is unfreaking believable. All right, I'm going to turn that light on for a second because that's pretty wild. I don't know about you folks, but that's pretty cool. So, I kind of had a feeling this was going to be a very high-scoring match tonight. So, it's pretty exciting the way this is starting off already. I got a couple of things I am going to go over, but first of all, have Kim Davenport
Kim
Give us a
Davenport
couple
here.
of words.
I was asked earlier, how do you score playing stroke zone? First of all, you have to make the object ball or no points are awarded. Make the object ball, you get 1 point. The cue ball travels into the zone and you either get 3, 6, or 9 points. 9 point is my favorite. Let's see what happens. And by the way, we play any part touching. We don't play base of the ball in stroke zone. There you go. Looks like a 10.
All right, one of the reasons I put that up there is you could see that Kim Davenport was playing stroke zone with physical zones on the table. That was all done here at the Varsity Club. And those physical zones are coming out in April. And we don't have any of all the details and everything locked down. As with all of this, we're in beta testing. Especially inside of the hub and everything else, which I'm going to show you next. Give me just a second here. So, iGaming. This is going to be incredible. So as you've noticed, these are all the layouts. I am actually inside. Here's the clubhouse. Oh boy. I got to sign back in again. Hang on a second. Bear with me. All right, there we are. So this is inside of my own profile. You see my player card, my membership, stroke zone rating. I don't have one yet. But let's go inside of my locker, shall we? Here is where you can find all of the Kim Davenport layouts. Back up a little bit. Mr. Mackey and I were talking about this earlier, so here's a tab you can see all the layouts as well. But this is one of the most incredible parts about this game and what's coming in the next several months. I'm going to go to where that green tab, it says New Game. Now, I can go in and create a game and invite as many players as I would like. Now, these players do not have to be in the same room. They don't even have to be in the same state. They don't even have to be in the same country. But they're invited to the game if they have the projection system or even not. They have the physical zones. You could play this virtually from anywhere in the world and play against opponents in real time. It's cutting-edge technology, and it's going to be incredible. I can't wait to start playing myself. Well, more than what I have. Inside the gaming zone, it keeps track of all. This is how you end up developing a stroke zone rating. You play, I think it's 30 of each one of the layouts. So you got to play them at least twice. Keep score, and you end up with a rating. Pro Shop. Yep. So that's pretty much what it looks like inside of the hub. A couple of tweaks here and there yet, but pretty well set and almost ready to go. This is the bracket for the Stroke Zone Challenge. Again, this is half of the field because half has already been eliminated. We started out with 16 players. Single elimination, and I haven't even updated that yet. It's Rich Champa up on top, and tonight's winner is going to be the second one. Vince Schrader defeated Todd Schmidt the other night as well. And then last night was supposed to be Jason Gibbs and Troy Islandsey, but due to illness. Troy had to reschedule, so that one's postponed. This is one of the announcements that I wanted to make, and I am just thrilled to announce this. It was yesterday or day before yesterday. This is the 1 year anniversary, and I cannot believe for the life of me it's already been a year. But I cannot thank everybody enough for all the support, all the love I've gotten over the last year. It has been such a blast and such an incredible ride. But yeah, yesterday was the 1 year anniversary, so good stuff. And there's so much more good things to come. And you're witnessing some of it right here, right now. Stroke Zone Studios. All right, players are back. I am going to turn the lights off again, and we are going to move into set 2B. So everything that you see happening on the table right now is... Hang on just a second. So on the right-hand corner there, probably can't see me waving. No, camera's too far away. But I'm actually controlling everything inside of my booth, which is a lot of fun. So obviously not the typical system that you get, but with the Stroke Zone system, oh boy, let me get out there. This is this is one of the hardest shots that guys have been having trouble with, because if you look at the angle on this cut in the side, it is brutal. Very tough shot. Thank you, Dave Dolly. And I just got the flyer for the cancer benefit, Dave, just so you know. I don't know if I responded or not. Lots going on. All right, that is no points. Even though he ended up in the middle of the zone, he did not pocket the ball. This, like I said, this is a really difficult shot. Right back at you, Don Provolone. This has been a fun 7, 8, I don't know, 10 months. A lot going on. It's a good opportunity for Pete Sorcy to gain some points back. Down 15 right now. So if he can get at least 5 or 7, yeah, there's 5. That is 7 points so far. All right, got to use our little cue ball alignment tool, courtesy of Rick Chamberlain. Ooh, that would have been 10 as well, had that. Oh, maybe not. Well, either way, 7 points. 106 to 114. All right, now we're getting into the bank shots. Thank you, Old School. I greatly appreciate that recognition. Thank you. Seriously, that means everything. Some people have no idea everything that goes into this, and that's okay. Do what you love or love what you do. Wouldn't have it any other way. All right. Makes the bank a little bit short of the zone. This one I should have flipped around. To be honest with you, Don, I really like how that works because when I put it over the top, all right, this is going to be 4 for sure. Yep, 4 points for Pete Sorcy, bringing his total to 110. That's actually Rick Chamberlain's 3D printed zone finder. And I really like it because it's very rigid. It's unbendable. There's no way to manipulate it in any way. So once you get right over the top and have it placed perfectly around the cue ball, it's so simple. And the exit point for the cue ball, I don't think I'd change a thing. Other than what I would like to see is, and I talked with Rick about this, is to get a red line around the circumference of, ooh, that's a big miss. No points again for Dustin Clark for the bank shot. I don't know if he likes that because the next shot is also a bank shot. All right, inning number 3. As you can see by the right side pocket says 2B3. We are inside of set 2B, and we're on inning number 3. One point for Pete. Okay, first of all, Don, no stories. This is only an hour-long match, and there's no way you're going to get it done in that amount of time. Sorry, wrong button. This is beautiful. This looks like a 10. This looks like a 10. Dead center. Pete Sorcy takes the lead. Well done. Old School. I'm warning you ahead of time. If there's not enough time in this production for Don to tell a story, just saying. And degenerates in pool? No. You know what's funny about that, Old School, too, is pretty much everybody knows, if you live in Wisconsin, some of what's happened, blah, 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 blah. I don't even want to talk about it. There's another. Come on, get in there. Ooh, that is so close. I must exit the booth. Nope, I don't. They agreed it was a 7. It is funny that there are some people that seriously feel like I should volunteer all of my time and do this for free. All right, 7 points. 120 to 121. Love it. I knew this was going to be a tight match. This is another one of the shots that you see in the video that Kim Davenport is shooting in. See if we can give the same perspective. That is 7 points for Pete. Did not pocket the ball, so that 10 does not count. All right, 7 for Pete Sorcy, bringing his total to 127. It's not an easy shot. Yes, it is old school. That one's not going to make the pocket, I don't think. Oh, maybe. Oh, it did. 1 point. Did not make the object ball. All right. 122 to 127. Inning number 5. Draw shot with a little bit of throw. Try to bring it back to the left side of the right side of the side pocket. This is not straight on. That one was hit a little firm, off the rail and back through the zone for 4 points. All right, got to take a little mustard off this one. See if he can adjust. And that's still, no, that's 7 points. Pete was 7, bringing his total to 134. Beautiful. Can't hit that one any better. Now within 2 again. All right, let's get inside the hub. I just enjoy saying that for some reason, the hub. Again, let me show you how we get to. Go to stroke zone layouts. Pull up set 2B. And we are in inning number 6 of 2B. And there is the next shot. 2 out of 5 difficulty. Make the object ball in the side pocket. Cue ball goes 2 rails and into the zone. That does count as 4 points. Show you a little something real quick. Even though, see where it caught that edge of the zone, actually went through the zone on its way to the rail, that still counts on this particular shot. This follows right along the path. Get going. All right, 4 points. Dustin reclaims the lead by 2. You know what, old school? I love that idea. We should have done that the first round. Don Mackey, I think we've got something new for the Stroke Zone Challenge here. Nope, that one went through the zone before it hit the rail. The second rail, that is. And that is 4 points. So, as a matter of fact, before the gentlemen shoot the next shot, this is what Mr. Mackey is talking about. So, you're going to see it on my telestrator. These are the coordinates of how you see, or how you figure out where the zone ends up, okay? So that is 1, 2, 3. I think I'm doing this right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So that is how it's determined. So if you look at, and I might have the numbers mixed up, but if you have the physical zones, let me draw a line here. I'll try to do my best. That's about as good as it's going to get. So this one is on 3, 8. All right? Or somewhere thereabouts. So that's how you end up getting the coordinates of each one of the zones. And there are some, I think, that are, I don't know, 2.5 or maybe not. I have to look a little closer at that. Love this shot. This is one of my all-time favorites. I'm expecting to see at least one bullseye or 10 on this one. Ah, yes. I knew it. Little firm. Still 4 points. Right through the center of the zone, though. It's got to just take a little bit of pace off the cue ball. I thought so. Unfortunately, I don't have a 0. Because I was going to actually try that, but yeah, I don't have a 0. And that is 7 points for Dustin Clark. And that is a perfect 10 for Pete Sorcy. What's going on, Dill Hole? Not one of my favorite innings. We're in inning number 8 of set 2B. This one is a challenge because you can't obviously scratch. All right. Pete retakes the lead, up by 4 points. Jason Gibbs, do me a favor and send me a private text message. I'll let you know if that works off air. That one's going to fall just a little bit cheddar of the zone. So that's 1 point. Yes, I agree, old school. Lots of 10s. I love that idea of, all right, 7 points. I'll be right back. All right, just verifying the score with players themselves, and we all concur. So now we get down to the end. We've got 6 more innings to see who advances to the semifinals. We've got one more round 2 match coming up after tonight, and that is Jason Gibbs and Troy Islandsea. Again, Troy was, or probably still is, pretty sick. Ooh, look at this one. All right, that was 7 points. Todd Haskins, I think I love that idea, to be honest. And at some point, it's going to happen. Ooh, this might be 10. This might be 10. Oh, 7 again. 158 to 154. I'd like to at some point have the ability to, and again, once the hub itself is fully functional, everybody, the scoreboard that you see, obviously that's just for production for the tournament here. But the players are going to be able to score themselves. Look at this shot. This is dead center. Great shot. Good inning for Dustin Clark. Gains 3 more points. Yeah, and I'll tell you, old school, this, again, these are still, it's still set 2B. But these are not easy. And again, I was playing some of the pro sets before, and there were several where, ooh, this looks really good again. Just a little more pace. 4 points, though. There were several innings where I tried the shot 5, 6, 7 times and could not get in the zone at all. That was on pro level. I think I was on pro level 2 or 3. Oh, scratch. That is 4 points total for Dustin Clark. So Pete now has an opportunity, if you notice, folks, with a 10, can tie this match again with 5 innings to go. Ooh, if this has got the right pace. Settle down. Settle down. All right, 4 for sure. Need a 10. Yeah, old school. Dan and I, as I was saying before, Dan and I played two sets after his match before, and there's several guys down in Milwaukee that I'm talking to, and Dan is helping out that want to purchase the system as well. And there's going to be quite a few in the Milwaukee area that are going to be using it. If this gets going, just not enough. 4 points. Still down by 6 is Pete Sorcy. Todd Haskins, that's the great thing about, so if you notice on the outside of the scoreboard, they each have a rating. So the way that this started was, this is, the invitation was, I think it's 575 and under, 575 and under was the invitation Fargo range. And we started out with their Fargo, but once they played 30 innings, we gave them a stroke zone rating. Ooh, this is 10 already. Nice shot. Great inning for... So I want you to pay attention to this. If you have a shot, I'm going to actually flip this because Pete is left-handed. So now he has, I can mirror the image on the table, and it's very simple. Just a couple of clicks of the mouse, and now Pete can play this left-handed. Otherwise, it's a very uncomfortable shot, or it is completely different than what Dustin's was. And look at what it does. I mean... Both the guys are looking up in the booth like, yeah, we're good at this. I agree, old school. This and again, for all of our viewers out there, this game was never meant to take place of 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, straight pool, one pocket, whatever. This is an enhancement to everything pool related, because everything in any game, whether it's 8-ball or rotation or anything, they're all they are all shape-based games. And that's what this does. I just decided to take it one step further and make a tournament out of it. And I really believe this is going to take off quite a bit. All right, 7 points for Dustin, bringing his total to 185. So Pete's going to need a 10-pointer coming up very quickly. The reason being is he does not want to fall too far behind. All right, through the zone, back out, and back in. That is 4 points. Gonna need a little bit more than that. Otherwise, he's going to be down by 9 with 3 innings to play. What's going on, Scott Kugel? My little sugar dumpling. Okay, sorry. Okay, 4 points for Pete Sorcy. Down by 9. Okay, for everybody that heard that remark, which is pretty much all of you unless you have me muted, which I would highly recommend for any Outer Points production streaming. Scott and I go way back, so I'm allowed to call him that. This is one of those where you need to score big. There's so much potential, or it's. If I don't get 7 or 10 on this one, I'm really disappointed in myself. So this is if Dustin does not score high, this is a really good opportunity again for Pete to make a little bit of a comeback here, but we're going to have to find out what this shot ends up being. That is a good adjustment, 4 points. 189. So Pete can pull within 3 if he can get himself into the center of the zone. Coming down to the wire. We've got 2 innings left after this. See how close this comes to the center of the zone. That's going to have to go. Oh, and it's headed right at the center. I don't know if that is 4 or not. No. All right, that's 0. All right, sorry, 1 point. That's detrimental. That might hurt. He's down by 12 now. All right, we've got 2 innings left, folks. So it all comes down to this again. This might put it away. This might do it. That is 10 points again for Dustin Clark. So now Pete must. Actually, I think he's priced out at this point. Yeah. Pete can't win anymore. Up by 22, and there is not enough innings left. Even if he scores 220s, he'll still lose by 2. What's going on, Nader Animator? So if everybody in the chat doesn't know who that is, Nader Animator, that is my son. He is an animator. All right, 1 point for Pete. Doesn't matter at this point. Last, but definitely not least, here's what it looks like inside of the hub. 2 out of 5 difficulty. Straight draw right into the center of the zone. And a little bit of right-hand spin. Too much draw. Well, although I do agree to a certain extent, I'm going to give Dustin his 7 points. That's 206. So that's why I make sure that I leave this on the board at all times. That shows the set and the inning. That, and I don't want to mess up my pretty scoreboard. 4 points for Pete. All right, players shake hands. And I'm back inside of the Stroke Zone studio here. Had to go to the bathroom. That's right over there. Door number 4 is the little pool players room. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. And again, I have to, if I can find it, there it is. I honestly, I cannot thank everybody enough for all the support that I've received over the last year. So it's not just happy anniversary to Outer Points Productions and the Knockout Challenge. It's happy anniversary to all the viewers and all those that have been along with me for the ride. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And none of that would have been possible if it wasn't for, and one of the players is actually, or one of the supporters is in the group itself, or in the chat right now. And I'm going to go through a list of those real quick before we end. Of course, we've got Adam Carlson here at Varsity Club, JP Shower Custom Cues, John Kramer of Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame, Cody Retlick of Midwest Aerial Productions, Rich Sadler of Billet Spin, Matt Strong of Strong Knife Company, Dan Welch of Dumper Dan's Charters, Andy Coons of Wisconsin Pool Players Society, Bobby Joe Coons of Home Sweet Home Realty, Brent Lucas of Midstate Amusement Games, Brett Tovar, Tovar Construction LLC, Vincent Didio of Gallery 83 Tattoo Studio, Derek Schwartz of Avenue Auto, Chris Green and Roger Pregler of IT, Scott Kugel, there he is, Camera Box and Support, Lynn Dorn, Robert Miller of Conscious Carnivore, Eddie Altman. I couldn't make it. And, of course, you, the viewers. So, with that being said, thank you, everybody, as always, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Watch on Facebook as to the reschedule of the last of Round 2's match. That's going to be coming up very soon. Give me a second here. There we go. That's better. A little bit closer. So, thank you everybody for joining me on this Thursday evening, and look forward to seeing everybody again. And until the next one, this is Little Cheddar Lorenz. See you soon.